be showing my full analysis step by step, where I'm entering and where I'm paying out. Listen guys, trading isn't about catching every move. It's about catching the right move and surviving in the long run. So sit back, grab your notes and focus. Let's go to the chart. What's good guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this chart breakdown episode, I'll be showing you guys the pairs that I went through last week and the ones that I'll be looking out for in the coming weeks ahead and in the coming months ahead. So without any further ado, let's go into the charts. So right in front of me is BTCUSD. You guys know that on my previous chart breakdown episode, if you want to know more about that episode or the pairs that I broke down, you can feel free to watch it. You can see that I broke down BTCUSD, saying that I'll be looking for a sell on this pair, and as you guys can see that the sell has actually played out according to plan. So BTCUSD, I'll just do a brief analysis with it and then move into the pairs that I'm looking out for. On my previous video, I said that I spotted a double top. A double top is a reversal chart pattern to the downside. First of all, what are we doing? We are trending to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. On the monthly time frame, I saw a bearish engulfing candle. Not only did I see a bearish engulfing candle, on the weekly time frame, I saw a double top, and a double top is actually a reversal chart pattern to the downside. So this alone has violated the uptrend. It doesn't matter to me if you're in an uptrend or in a downtrend. Once I spot a chart pattern on a weekly, the trend has changed. So this weekly double top has actually reversed and changed the whole trend to the downside. But I actually said something the other time saying that although we are bearish, we still have this major ascending trend line that's been holding since September 2024. And you can see that price is currently testing it. Temporarily we are bearish, but overall we are bullish, and this is the deciding point. If we can break this major ascending trend line, then we can fall all the way to $89,000 per coin BTCUSD, and maybe all the way to $69,000. That would be a total crash for BTCUSD. But at the moment, this is the deciding point. So on the monthly time frame, I saw a bearish engulfing candle. On the weekly time frame, I spotted this double top. It's simple. You come over to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we have broken the neckline. You can see that on the daily time frame, the neckline has been broken. Not only did we break the neckline, we retested the neckline. Now that we have retested the neckline, I came over to the 4-hour time frame and I drew my counter trend line, my CTL. I waited for price to pull back. It consolidated pullback properly, and I waited for I drew my CTL. I waited for a consolidated pullback, drew my CTL. You can see price broke and retested the outer part. And this bearish engulfing candle bounce was exactly where I sold this market. You can see break and retest of outer trend line, outer CTL, and I sold all the way to the downside. So there's, you can see a break and a retest with the CTL, or the outer part of the CTL, and I sold this pair all the way to the downside, keeping my stop loss here and my take profit all the way down here. And you can see that Fibonacci also played a role in this trade. Swing high to swing low. You can see first level target was the second level target was the O minus 0.27, and this was where I actually took out my trade. You can see how price respected it and then bounced all the way to the upside. So this is a brief analysis on BTCUSD, and the next pair I'll be analyzing is Ethereum. Ethereum and BTCUSD move the same way. Ethereum was exactly the same setup, but I actually missed Ethereum, and this was the analysis. So on the monthly time frame, you can see simple and straightforward. Major double top, bearish engulfing candle. That is all I need. I came over to the weekly time frame, knowing that we have a major double top, which is a reversal chart pattern to the downside. I came over to the weekly time frame, and I spotted that this major ascending trend line has been holding since 2025 of June has been broken. Came over to the daily time frame, I spotted an inverse head and shoulder, broke and retested it. I missed this trade actually. It fell over to the downside. You guys know that the downtrend is a series of lower lows and lower highs. So we made a lower low. When we are making this lower low, we broke this major support, retested it, and this was where I should have sold this pair to the downside. At this 4-hour candle break, right about here, my trade would have been something like this: a sell here, stop loss here, and my take profits all the way down here. But you can see that Ethereum USD has actually left the station. That's played out according to plan. The only difference was that I didn't get into the trade, and that is it. We wait for another setup and move on from this one, and that is it for Ethereum USD and BTC USD. So the pairs that I'm looking at for in the coming weeks, the first one is GBPUSD. GBPUSD is simple. I've done the analysis on my previous video. Monthly time frame, evening star candlestick formation. So if the monthly time frame is forming an evening star, it means that the previous months are going to be bearish. If you guys know the ideology behind evening star candlestick formation, you would know that after an evening star or a morning star, the coming months are going to be bearish if it's an evening star. Coming months are going to be bullish if it's a morning star. So this is an evening star monthly candlestick formation, which means that the coming months are going to be bearish. So knowing this fact, I then came over to the weekly time frame and I spotted a double top. You guys know on BTCUSD we spotted a double top, a reversal chart pattern to the downside. Now on GBPUSD on the weekly time frame, we have spotted another double top, which is what, a reversal chart pattern to the downside. Simple and straightforward. I come over to the daily time frame. You can see that we've broken the neckline. For a chart pattern to be valid, we need to break the neckline. So now that we've broken the neckline, it's validated. So we've broken the neckline. On my previous video, price was actually around this point. So we've broken the neckline, and I said that we should wait for a pullback into the neckline to sell to the downside. So wait for a pullback into the neckline and Fibonacci to sell to the downside. If I come over to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price is actually pulling back into the neckline. Then slap on my Fibonacci, swing high to swing low, wait for a pullback into this neckline, and then sell all the way to the downside. For now, GBPUSD is a premature setup. It is not fully set to trade. So I would advise you wait for this pair to set up properly before we sell to the downside. So as that for GBPUSD, simple and concise. The next pair on my list is actually EURUSD. EURUSD is actually a pair that has been confusing in my eye. I can't seem to understand what it is actually playing at. You can see that on the monthly time frame. You can see on the monthly time frame, an evening star candlestick formation has formed. On the weekly time frame, we have a double top, just like just like GBPUSD, and we've broken the neckline, waiting for a pullback. Then on EURUSD, the pullback is actually too steep because EURUSD went along and broke into this range. So at the moment, EURUSD is confusing in my eye at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with that. Once you see any pair that's confusing, it's either you simply leave it alone or you lose money unnecessarily. So EURUSD, I'll be interested in this pair only if we break below this minor support. So to do something probably like this, we can break below this support and this CTL with a 4-hour candle bearish engulfing candle like this. Then I can now sell this pair to the downside. So EURUSD at the moment is actually 50-50. So I'll be waiting for a break below here, or probably we might rally up to the upside. Once we rally up to the upside, I'm no longer interested in the pair. That's that for EURUSD. The next pair are actually indices. So SPS and NAS 100, I do trade them frequently, and they are showing some signs of trading opportunity. So SPX on my previous video, I also broke it down, saying that we are bullish overall on the monthly time frame. You can see that we've been bullish for years and years, and we are still bullish at the moment. You can see higher highs and higher lows and higher highs. On the weekly time frame, I come back to the weekly time frame. You can see that we are still bullish, although I didn't see any chart pattern in favor of the uptrend, and that is actually a normal thing in the forex market. So you mustn't see a chart pattern to confirm your bias. There are some scenarios whereby a chart pattern will not form, and the pair is still making higher highs and higher lows on the monthly, weekly, and daily, and that is still fine. On the weekly time frame, we are bullish, making higher highs and higher lows. On the daily time frame, you can see that we are also bullish. So on all time frame, this pair is bullish. Simply came over to the weekly time frame and drew my support and my resistance. Drew between two major zones, which is this one and this. That will be that middle zone at the center. So I used my Fibonacci and actually measured the middle this way, 50% of these two major zones, and I then put my line at the middle. Then I came over to the daily time frame, and you can see that on the daily time frame we have this uptrend. This trend line has been holding price to the upside since May of 2025. We tested it again, making highs and high lows, tested it again, and now we are currently testing the uptrend. And at this point, this is an area of confluence for me. You can see that price is actually testing the trend line support, and this is actually an area of confluence coming together for me. I then came over to the 4-hour time frame, and I drew my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. You can see. So this is simply a bounce off of trend line support Fibonacci. A bounce off of trend line support and Fibonacci all the way to the upside. This is a textbook setup for me, and price actually broke out at this point. So when price broke out at this point, I did nothing. I was thinking to myself that I would wait for a retest of the CTL, just like how we did on BTCUSD. I can bring out BTCUSD now. You can see that when price broke out, at this point, I should delete this right here. When price broke out, I said to myself that I'll be waiting for a retest of the counter trend line to then sell. The retest of the outer part of the counter trend line to then sell. So XPS is the same. We broke out. I said I'll be waiting for a retest of the outer part of the CTL, and it's actually in line with Fibonacci. You can see swing high to swing low. So price broke out, and we then pulled back to retest the CTL. And the truth is that I should have been on this trade, but I didn't know why, because at the moment I hadn't seen that this was a setup. I was opening the chart now. I can confidently say that this is an ideal setup for me to execute. So on Monday, I'll be executing this trade to the upside. Price has broke out, retested, and bounced off of this CTL with a bullish engulfing 4-hour candle, just like BTCUSD. So I'll be buying this pair on Monday. Today is Saturday. I'll be buying this pair on Monday. My stop loss would be, my trade would be like this. My stop loss would be somewhere around here, and my take profits be to the upside somewhere around here. This is the ideal setup for me on SPX. A nice setup to buy to the upside. I'll be executing this pair on Monday. The same with NAS 100. You can see that NAS 100. If I draw my CTL, if I should draw my CTL, you can see that we've broken and retested the outer parts of this counter trend line or CTL and bounced off of it with a 4-hour candle. So my setup would also be something like this. I would buy here, take profits all the way to the upside, and my stop loss would be somewhere around here. And this trade, I will execute this trade on Monday. NAS 100 and XPS. So these are the pairs that I'm looking at for in the coming weeks. NZD/USD, there's nothing much. Maybe I will break this pair down on my next video. You can see that we have a left head, a right shoulder, making lower lows and lower highs. A pullback here would be enough for a sell. I draw my Fibonacci from swing high to swing low. I see a pullback to this minor resistance would be good for a sell setup. But currently at the moment, we are still, the setup isn't right yet, so we are still forming. So NZD/USD and other pairs, I'll be watching and I'll be trading them for the coming weeks ahead. So just a quick recap: GBPUSD, wait for a pullback, swing high to swing low, wait for a pullback to the neckline of this double top and Fibonacci. Then you can then draw your CTL and then sell to the downside. EURUSD, wait for a break of this minor support and CTL with a 4-hour candle, break and close below here to sell this pair to the downside. SPS is right to the upside. I'll be buying this pair on Monday, and NAS 100 right to the upside. I'll be buying this pair on Monday. So these are the pairs I'm looking at for the coming weeks ahead. Hope you guys found value in the video. If you did, like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode.
Tokyo drift cars fast and furious. I went from the Toyota Yaris to Eurus. They had their chance but blew it.